Welcome back to episode 4 of Comfort Zone Correction, the wrap-ups. So the most important thing with this chapter, I feel, when we were writing it, is we wanted to hone in on the fact that anyone in range is a potential client, but if you don't get up off your butt, they're going to just walk right past you. This chapter is a great example. Just one person can make all the difference when it comes to business. So as a vendor, Mr. Brown, what was it that made you get off your butt in this chapter when you saw Al and Mary come over to the table?
Let's think about it.
Mhm.
When you have a burning desire to do something, and this something could be anything. It could be, working for someone. It could be going after your dream. So your mind is constantly working as to how can I grow my business? How can I improve my performance? So when you look at all those factors that is constantly brewing in your mind, you always try to take every possible opportunity that is presented to you, and this was the classic case of Earl and Mary.
Mhm.
And
But you were with another client, so was it just because they came to the table, so you excused yourself for a second, or it was something about them that really stuck out that made you get up from your other client?
what actually had happened is I was working with this client inside my booth.
Mhm.
See, most of the clients with whom you work, they know that you are at a trade show or a conference for a reason. And the reason is to increase your sales, meet new customer, and write as much business as possible. Now, if I'm just working with these clients and if I don't look around and see around, though it is a little unprofessional, but think about a situation when you enter any store. Though all the salespeople are busy on the sales floor with a customer, somebody is going to say, "Okay, sir, please make yourself comfortable. Somebody is going to be with you in a moment," right? This is not a disrespecting the person with whom we are working. It's a simple courtesy. And that's exactly what I did. The moment I saw Earl and Mary, I gauged in less than 30 seconds in my mind, "Hey, you know what? They are really interested to look at few things that is available with me inside my booth. I should not lose this opportunity. This is like the first step that I'm taking to tell them, hey, I'm available, but I'm with a customer." So basically, I'm stopping them there and there so that I don't lose them. So this is what I did exactly, and this is what happened when they came to the show and when they were passing through the eye. They literally stopped at my place and they were looking inside my booth what was going on, what I had. So I already sensed that they definitely were interested in something, and I cannot lose this moment by letting them go at that time. So this is what I did. I got off my butt and I'll tell them, "Excuse me, sir, please allow me to do this for you." You know what I mean?
Mhm. And not only did you get up off your butt, you actually made special arrangements to meet them the next day at 8 a.m. So when you had to do that, what is the process? I know you had said you had to talk to the management department. So is there a special thing that you could do to let people in before the trade show starts? Or like, what's the policy on that?
See, I don't know about the different trade shows, what's going on, but the trade show that I was connected with, all over the country, we always have a good relationship with the show management, especially when it comes to, the shows, because you never know when you need them. And this was like an exceptional situation because the moment I came to know that this is a customer that I cannot afford to lose. So how should how should I make my move so that I don't lose them? I own the trust, I own that business, and put them in my roster of clients for the future to go. So I did not give them any chance or an opportunity for them to just go and say, "Sorry, we're very busy. And if you can work with us now, it's fine. If you cannot work with us now, we cannot be he cannot just come back." Because everybody who comes to the show, it comes with a plan and the proper procedure that this is what they want to do. Now, I was not on their list of a client or supplier to me.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you kind of like snuck in a slot. You added another morning slot for them.
Yes, and I was not supposed to meet them. They were not supposed to meet me, but it just happened to be that they stopped. I showed them, they showed the interest, and at that time, I realized that what, this could be a great potential customer. But they seems to be serious on the body language, and I said, "How about if I see you tomorrow?" But unfortunately, they were leaving the next day.
Oh,
Now, the only option I had available is if I work in the evening after 6 o'clock when the show closes, or early morning. So they have only two options available because they are leaving by noon time. And the show doesn't open till 10 o'clock, don't forget. So by the time, they come to the booth, I show them the merchandise, they just can't leave because their flight was something around noon time. So I said, how about if it's around 8:30 early in the morning? And they were kind of shocked. I said, I will do this for you. I will go to the show management and ask for a special permission to give a special access for you and me to come early in the morning and we can do some business. And luckily, the show management agreed because, they don't want to lose a good, business that I can write the following day. And they said, okay, so 8:30, I meet them at the entrance of the show. So which was the best thing ever did. And to all of our readers, the viewers, and the people who are, following us, I want to make them realize that every time an opportunity is available to you, go at it. This is the best lesson for anyone who wants to, do business, grow business, and take the business to the next level up.
and I know you guys, most of the time when you're at the trade show, you are standing. So I know you two specifically are always off of your butt. But is there something about when you talk to a potential client, do you guys have maybe like tells when you know someone is genuinely interested versus not genuinely interested that our audience can kind of pick up on some of your tips? Like maybe somebody comes and is just trying to like swindle, or if it's maybe something like a tell that you know that they have potential to be a good client versus something to kind of be suspicious of.
I don't have any particular thing that I can tell you that I should tell us whether somebody is a prospect or not.
Uh-huh.
But what Mr. Brown would always suggest us to do is just extend your arm and say, "Hi, my name is Kyle, and this is my company." And you just extend the arm and you shake the hand. I think the first couple of times, the conversations that you have in the first couple of times once you meet and greet, I think you can get an idea if the client is interested in learning more about your company, what you have to offer, or they're just like kind of passing by,
Gotcha.
shopping,
Uh-huh.
for lack of a better term. So, that would be my opinion. I would say that body language is one thing too, of course, because sometimes you see people who don't make eye contact, who just look at your product and just walk away.
Huh. Uh-huh.
And there are those type of people as well. So I think that's also one of the fun parts of going to the trade show, because you see all kinds of characters.
Yeah.
You see all kind of characters, and it's just good memories, and it's a good way to do business. It's also good bonding for your team, because now your team is leaving the office space, they're going in a different environment, and we have to set up shop every day, and we have to do business. So it really makes a difference.
To summarize what Kyle said, I second what Kyle said. To me, that is exactly what I will do in a given situation. Bring my hand halfway forward, and I guarantee you the other guy is going to wait halfway forward. So what Kyle is saying, absolutely precision, perfect. And to add something to what Kyle said about the body language, this comes from the experience. So the more people you try to meet, the more people you try to mingle, the more people you try to connect with, it is going to tell you over a period of time with the experience, this is going to be good, bad, or ugly for you. And, of course, you cannot afford to make mistakes. But, then you have to make your own judgments. And the most important thing here, I can tell you, that once you have set up the rules how to run a business at the trade show, that is going to help you to save a lot of aggravation in the future. So the body language, very important. Shaking hand, very important. At the same time, when you have set up some sort of rules to follow, that really helps you to identify a good, better, ugly prospect in the future.
Huh. And is it something about their handshake? Like, is a firm handshake better than a soft handshake, or in your guys' experience, or it doesn't matter? Everybody just kind of has different handshakes.
I cannot shake hands so strong with a woman, because she's going to say the guy is poetic.
You see, obviously, the rule of the thumb is that what people teach you in finishing school as well is that only have a firm handshake. There's no doubt about it. But the handshake is literally like asking somebody out for a cup of coffee, because a coffee is just a reason to hang out with the person. It can be ice cream also, it can be anything, or it cannot be anything at all. So the handshake is think of a handshake as an icebreaker. Yes, definitely you get the person's feeling on how firm their shake is, to understand the level of confidence. But once you start talking, that's only when you start feeling the vibe. And if you're in sales or if you're a person that is a people person, you can pick up on the energy. And like Mr. Brown said, experience is the real teacher here.
And for Al and Mary, I know after you had that morning appointment, they asked if they could be your morning appointment every year. Is there a perk to being there that early, or that was just kind of like a thing you guys did?
See, I believe in the vibration of a positive energy. No matter where I go, I always want the positive energy to go around me, especially at the trade show. And you always want to start your day with a positive energy, because once that positive energy comes in, the entire day goes very positive. So I strongly believe that the trade show of the day must begin with the people who are very, very positive and who can contribute to our growth, because then the entire day, the positive energy, keeps on motivating you to go for the, better performance than better performance.
So the idea is you start with positive vibrations who are helping you grow, and then that will help your whole day grow even more clients.
Definitely. I strongly believe in it. I very strongly believe in it, because just think about you. If you go to a restaurant, for a cup of coffee or a breakfast, and if you come across a waiter, who is so he's grouchy and he's not serving you properly, see how you're going to feel. It's the morning, the first thing in the morning, you're dealing with a grouchy person. So, man, you know what? You're going to curse yourself. I wish I would never have gone to breakfast. And so this is exactly the same thing is translating into the business world. You want to deal with somebody who is positive in the morning when the day starts.
And Kaushal, is this something that's carried over for you as well? Is it like maybe the first 2 clients that you see, or do you guys have like a number of the first 5 clients you see are all positive, or how do you guys decide your scheduling within your schedule?
I at least want to start my day with the first appointment. If possible, as soon as the buying floor opens up, I would like to have one appointment every day in the morning to kick off my day. And most of the times what I've noticed is that the people that make that, are people who are really wanting to succeed. And the business is secondary. Sometimes the business could be a big order, sometimes it could be a small order, or sometimes nothing at all. But I think the people who actually commit to you to conceive the first take as soon as the buyers go up in the morning, first appointment of the day, are really people that want to see succeed. And I think it's a blessing and it cannot be quantified.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. And I think that's what even Mr. Brown guided us with, is that good people, good energy, start your day like that. The rest of the day, if you have lingering appointments, still no problem, But if you start your day firm, it sets the right tone.
And Earl and Mary met us for the first time, the day before the show was ending, and then the next day they came. And before she was leaving, she told me specifically that will it be possible for us to come the very first day in the morning, and we want to be the first customer. And how can you refuse to this positive vibe when somebody's starting of the day early and bright and early in the morning? You always want to say, yes, we would love to see you at 10 o'clock sharp, and we will make sure nobody's allowed to come.
And it probably starts their day off right too.
And not only that, there was another client from Louisiana, from what's the name of the town? Lafayette, Louisiana.
Uh,
And Elle and Mary were the only people allowed on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Nobody else was allowed. Even if anybody wants to come at 10 o'clock, they answer, oh, sorry, we are booked up with these two clients, and you know what, something, we will not able to entertain you till they left. And you know what, both of these clients will be working through the entire operation of hours for at least few hours. So nobody was allowed to entertain inside the booth for at least few hours.
huh.
If anybody wants to see the product, anybody wants to talk to us, yes, they can. But we will not be available. We will be busy with these two clients. And, you know, because these are the two strong pillars. When I call up pillars means this is what has helped us tremendously to grow our business at the trade show with the help of these two clients, one from Louisiana and other from Virginia. And
Huh. So it's important to always keep your pillars solid.
and I agree with that. You know what? This I'm telling it to every. I mean, this I can relate it to the marketing manager or the people who are in charge of the trade show, people who are managing the trade show. And you know what? Start the day with those people who those who are going to come with a positive vibe, and the day will be absolutely smooth because the entire team who is working in your booth is completely motivated to take the company to the next level up. And
And I see that they would bring you gifts too. They would bring you muffins and coffee and things. Like that must have been a nice surprise.
you know, when you are starting at 8:30 in the morning, imagine, I mean, you're half sleepy and, you know, they want to make sure that we are pretty much caffeinated. And, you know, when we go over and beyond to, you know, take care of them, it is not that 8:30 we start. You know, we basically will start at 7:30 in the morning to be at the trade show because we have to make sure when they come, we are well prepared because they are giving their almost 1.5 to 2 hours of time.
It's a two-way street, and it's love both ways.
Mhm.
Because business is definitely like, you know, the purpose here, and that is the reason why, like, you know, two people have come together in this scenario. But when they see that you are treating their business as your business, and you are being prepared, and you are being ready, and you are thinking like, hey, that's not their store, that's my store.
Mhm.
I'm going to take care of it. That way, they take care of you too. And very few people are like that. But when you find them, you know how to cherish them because you've seen the rest of it also.
Yeah.
You have something that I wanted to share
Oh, sure.
because, you know, when Mr. Brown met Mary and Al, Mr. Brown was still a very young company, from what I understand.
Right.
And one of the things that we write in this chapter, in the wrap-up lesson, is that even a small fish can summon a whale.
Uh-huh.
A small boat can summon a whale.
Uh-huh.
know? And I wanted to point this out, especially because, you know, Mr. Brown touched on some strong words: pillar, positive energy, or foundation. Start your day right, you know, care from both sides. Now, all these things does not sometimes come from a big corporation because it is ran by so many people that the DNA and the values get diluted. Now, when you're a small boat, when you're a young company, it is actually your shining moment. It's actually a strength because you are the one who are going to curate an experience that you're going to give to that customer. And if you come across a customer that you know that is worthy to fight for, you're going to give it your all. And some other salesperson or some other corporation or some other big company may not have that same heart and that same fire to fight. So to all the entrepreneurs out there who are running a young operation or are fighting the tide because they feel like, you know, they don't have the resources or the manpower, you know, this is a classic true story that they can take home with them, that it is nothing about that. It's all about your personality. It's all about how you handle your customers. It's all about the experience that you want to provide to them. And it's all about how true you want to be to them. and you will definitely be rewarded in return.
That's so true. Even in my experiences in New York doing acting, it's like you meet people at the same audition, for example, and then you see them outside in the world and they're like, oh, what's your project you're working on? And then you exchange projects. And then next thing you know, they're moving up in the world and they need extras or they need a side character. Then next thing you know, they're directing the next movie and they're looking to put you as the main character. Just because you get off your butt and introduce yourself to somebody, you never know where that person is going to lead you in the world or what opportunities and doors they could open for you.
I agree. 100% I agree with you.
And speaking of opportunity, you're never going to believe where Kaushal and Mr. Brown met this opportunity that's going to be coming up in our next episode. If you feel like you were inspired today, please leave us a like, a comment. Feel free to ask us any questions that you may have. We're here to help. So make sure you follow us on social media for more weekly inspiration. You'll find all of our links down below, as well as a link to our book, packed full of knowledge that you can integrate into your daily routines to help you take that first step out of your comfort zone. And we are available on Amazon in Audible, Kindle, and paperback.